Obviously, the federal government lost on that determination, which went to the Supreme Court. But guess what? Do you know that today, what is this now, 39 years since 1971, the Pentagon Papers remain secret. And they are still ensconced in one of the vaults that John Powers' organization has the custody of and the authority to control. The Pentagon Papers, ironically, are cited by many official United States government historians in their official productions of material about segments of American history, including in the Foreign Relations of the United States series, which cites the Pentagon Papers as authority for various materials, including as authority for the declassification actions that are taken with respect to specific documents that are contained in the Foreign Relations series. And yet, the Pentagon Papers collection itself remains secret. Now, this kind of very tightly wound clash between public interest in knowledge of U.S. government activity and the documents and materials that supply the basic information about what the public is interested in continues to be at the heart of the entire declassification enterprise, as well as of the work of the the State Department historians who are assembling these books in really a heroic fashion because they march forward and then disappear into the maw of the secrecy mavens. And today, this system is under challenge by events that are in progress in the public, very much along the lines of what happened with the Pentagon Papers, and that is the whole question about WikiLeaks, which I am surprised hasn't actually already come up in this chamber. However, I submit to you that what is going on with WikiLeaks constitutes the next great challenge to declassification in the United States and is something that all of us, all Americans, all historians, all of us have a primary and personal interest in doing something about and trying to keep from seizing control of this very tightly wound system that I've been discussing. In the case of WikiLeaks, what we have is a frustrated individual, like Victor Marchetti with his book, like Daniel Ellsberg with the Pentagon Papers, who sequestered a large number of classified government materials which he put out to the public. Unlike those other cases where the underlying documentation constituted very secret U.S. government materials, on the other hand, I don't believe that the WikiLeaks material rises to that level. What we were talking about in the case of WikiLeaks is unclassified U.S. government materials about the war in Afghanistan, materials that are classified secret about the war in Iraq, which basically demonstrates something very different from what people are saying. They demonstrate the advance of secrecy. You know that during the Vietnam War, for example, the materials about the very highly sensitive and very secret Phoenix program, a pacification and some say assassination program that was going on in South Vietnam, was classified confidential. In the Iraq War, simple rumor, because it takes the form of an intelligence summary, is classified as secret. And the diplomatic cable traffic that we've seen so far in WikiLeaks amounts to chit-chat. We've got people talking about what the ambassador said at a party, accounts of what foreign government officials said at meetings with visiting American congressmen and senators. and observations by diplomats about events on their posts, such as that Afghanistan is dominated by warlords, or that a pirate mafia seems to be controlling the Soviet Union. It shows that the diplomats are sensible people and can observe things very well in their places of assignment, but it does not contain the quality or character of material that was in the Pentagon Papers, top secret United States government deliberations on policy and strategy in a particular foreign policy situation. So it's not even at that level of importance. Yet the fact that it is happening, oh, and I might add, by the way, that the volume of it is actually not what is advertised either, because we're not seeing 250,000 documents, we're seeing 2,000 documents, the vast majority of which, 90% of which, were released in the first couple weeks of the WikiLeaks State Department series release. So the volume isn't there either. Now, despite those points that I've just made, actually, because WikiLeaks happened at all, it has reinforced the propensities to preserve secrecy on the part of all of the agencies that answer to John Powers' ISOS panel. The ISCAP panel, to make decisions, operates on the basis of disagreements that the agencies bring to them. Well, and John mentioned the Clinton endeavor to impose a 25-year mandatory limit. The Air Force went to this group and exempted nearly 100% of its documents. The CIA, 100%. Most government agencies or most military agencies in the military foreign policy fields, the vast majority of documents were exempted from the process rather than included in the process, to the degree that today we have a backlog of hundreds of millions of documents that have not at all been dealt with in the face of a situation which is going to lead the authorities responsible for secrecy to clamp down on the declassification process. I submit to you that what we are actually seeing, in effect, right now, is a major challenge to the declassification system, unlike the dreams that Mr. Obama brought to office or the hopes that all of us had to encourage greater openness and accountability on the part of the United States government. That's my message for today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.